Hey everybody, it's Thursday, and Tori and I have been chatting a little bit about everybody's favorite subject, mortgage rates and what they're doing. So, Tori, let's get into it.
All right, everyone. So maybe you've heard or haven't heard yesterday that the Fed kept rates the same. They didn't go up, they didn't go down. That's good news. Why is that good news? That means the Fed feels strongly about the economy, which is why they made that decision. Keep in mind again, though, that just because they made that decision for rates to stay the same, that is not a direct correlation to mortgage rates. But the good news is the information that went behind making that decision that the economy is doing better, inflation's getting going in the right direction, that news, and that they may not raise rates, that news came out 2 days before. And the
Mhm.
speculation on that news made mortgage rates go down a little bit yesterday and the day before. So it wasn't a direct correlation, but they did go down, which is great news. So the stronger the Fed feels about how the economy is doing and inflation's getting in Mike, and the less they feel they have to interfere and raise rates to stop that, the more the bond market reacts and rates went down. So that's all great that that happened. For those of you who know or have a line of credit, your rate didn't go up, so your payment didn't go up now, which is great. But that's really all good news. And me and Pete were discussing that the economist I was have access to and he has access to. One of the things we're seeing that they're in agreement on is inflation is becoming under wraps. It's starting to go in the right direction. And therefore, they're all agreeing that into next year, whether some are saying first quarter, some are saying second quarter, they may not agree on when these wheels are going to touch down and when these rates are going to come down with it. But what they did all agree on, and Pete, I think you got your information from an economist through NAR. We had
Yeah,
asked,
Lawrence Yun.
we had some guys on a different take through some banks. But the good news is what they all do agree on is they're all finally saying it's under wraps. Now they're just, or it's becoming under wraps. It's going in the right direction where we're getting past where we needed for 2 years. But they just may now agree on whether it's going to be in the first 3 months or the first 6 months. So, but either way, they are all still have that same conclusion. So, me and Pete were thinking that's really good news for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely. I think some of the pent up demand that's, from out there with the buyers that have been holding, they say historically, once you get under that 6% rate, which we may see next year or around six, is when people get off the fence and start to pull the triggers. So hopefully that's gonna turn into good news for all of us. And then Tori and I were also talking a little bit about probably in the first week of January, first or second week, I'll look at the calendar and we'll put something out. But those of you that want like a business plan or where can we go in 2024, we'll put something together and have it at the office to where you can come in and brainstorm and we'll work on putting something together for everybody.
Yeah. And along those lines, Pete and I were also discussing that there's a lot of realtors like this is your time. This is the time of
Yeah.
year to get out. This is the time to stay in. You've waited all this out, and you're just about to come down the other end. And I think they said 30% of the realtors are already out of the business. They couldn't stick it out. 2 years is a long time. But this is what you've waited for. This is the time. And everyone I'm talking to individually, it's funny because they're all busy and there are deals and there are things going on. And those who are working it and staying focused on where they need to work, business is just fine. It's par for the course. So just keep that in mind when we're talking. If you're having second thoughts, give us a call because maybe after talking a little bit more, you'll see that you've already made it through the worst part of it all.
Absolutely. 2024 is going to be a good year, everybody.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Tor.